Now, before we wrap up, Leah, and I tell people how to get in touch with you,
Mhm.
I want to hear from you. How does a person start over? When they've
Huh.
hit that rock bottom. I remember a few weeks ago we had on the podcast Rachel Geiger, and we did an episode on idolizing virginity, which I really want people to go listen to. I think it's one of the most important episodes we ever did. And in there, she says this line that just struck me that a woman does not get her value from her virginity. Rather, her sexuality has value because of her. And when a girl thinks my value is in my virginity, and then when that's lost, so has my value been lost. How does a girl or a guy, when they feel like they've hit that rock bottom, they bought all the promises the devil was going to, offer them, the world, the flesh, and the devil, and now they just feel bankrupt, they feel broken, they feel unloved, unwanted, that there's no way out? What would you say to somebody like, how do you just start over and realize that maybe the future doesn't have to look as dark as the past did?
Yeah. Oh man, my heart is there. Those are really, this is a really big question. And I think it deserves a lot of sensitivity, and time to unpack for that person to hear it. Because this is not, we can't give you some, you know, 3-step program and you're going to be there and it's done. But I will tell you that there is an answer. There is one answer. There is one name that is the answer, and that is Jesus. How do you start over? Jesus. Mercy has a face and a name, and it begins with receiving Jesus in the sacrament of reconciliation. It begins with reconciliation. If that's where you are right now, if you are broken, if you feel like you can't go any lower, like it's impossible, I unfortunately know exactly where you are. I know where you've been. I've been there. I have gripped the ground of the lowest depths of my personal hell. And I can tell you that the great thing is that you can stand up and look up because there is hope. And as I was told, as I believe, to not be afraid, be not afraid. It's always going to go up from here. But Christ truly is the answer. And it begins with reconciliation. And you're thinking, well, what's that going to do? What we don't understand is that is going to, one, give us the chance to say we're sorry. And that's, I know, what we want. Or to ask for forgiveness or for the grace, because there was a lot of things that I did wrong. There's also a lot of stuff that was done wrong to me. And I didn't know what to do with that because I know that person or whatever it was, they weren't going to come to me and tell me that they're sorry. And so what the sacrament of reconciliation does is it gives us the grace to fight through all of that. And it gives us the grace to let go and to be free. And so what we really want when we've hit rock bottom is we want freedom. We don't want to be a slave anymore. And so reconciliation is number one. What do you do to start over? It is asking for forgiveness from Christ, is receiving the grace in that sacrament, my friends. I promise you, get yourself, find a priest, pull him over, tell him you don't care about whatever it is. He just needs to hear this confession now. And that's what I did. That's what I did. And I've done it before too, where I'm like, no, you don't understand. You have to do this. This is your job, son.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do this now. My soul's dependent upon it. And there's a part of us that you are a player in your life. You are not just an audience member. You are a player. You are the player in your life with Christ. So get up and play this game. Let's play the long game. Let's make it to heaven together. But we have to get up and take ownership over what we're going to do next. You may be at rock bottom because of something you did. You might be at rock bottom because of what's been done to you. And I am sorry for either way. But there's a point in a time that you have to stand up and you have to say, I'm going to do something now. And God gives us that amazing free will to do that. So go seek forgiveness, and then God will take you on his path with you. Because I promise you, we were not called to live in shame. We were not called to live in the past. Your future is brighter than you think. You just can't see it from your vantage point now.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you get to confession, the sin that you least want to say is the one that's most important to confess. Because a lot of times we'll go in there and be like, hey, Father, I did this and this and this, and that's good. Yeah, we'll stop there. And it's like, well, what about that thing over there? And like some priests like Padre Pio, they'll just say, okay, and here are the 8 sins you omitted that you haven't confessed. most priests can't read your soul, but don't do yourself just the burden of walking out of the confessional still holding on to some of that garbage, because you're not meant to carry that shame. I mean, who is it? Carl Jung said that if his patients went to confession, he'd lose 99% of them, because of just the healing power of those words, like, through the ministry of the church, may God grant you pardon and peace, and I absolve you of all of this. Like, now, okay, it's on the church now. Like, the church said it's gone. Like, I don't have to have those scruples of conscience of like, well, I asked God in private that I'm sorry and for forgiveness. That's why he wanted to give us that sacrament, so we could have the peace and the assurance that it is finished. And so go to confession and just be made new. Now, hey there, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but if you want to see the whole episode where this came from, just click the link here. And in the meantime, we want to invite you to help us share this message, and there's a couple things you can do real quick. Number one, if you like or comment or share this video, YouTube will actually show it to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We release videos every single day, and you'll be notified as soon as those come out. If you want to help us also to spread this message, you can support us at patreon.com/Jason Evert. That helps us to create these videos and show them to the whole world. God bless.